Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this ASUS. This is a model GX501V, alright, Republic of Gamers. So the customer actually brought this computer to someone else before, and I think they said the charge port was broken. Then the place removed the charge port and didn't fix it. So I don't know. Anyways, we're going to see how to open this thing up. This thing uses a lot of different screws. I don't know if the previous person that worked on it mixed some screws up. They didn't lose some of the screws, so 3 of the screws are missing. But we're going to use a PH1 or JAS1, PH0 or JAS0, and a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and remove all the screws. I'm going to start with the bottom ones down here. Assuming they didn't move them around, I'm going to be using a PH0 or JAS0 screwdriver. I think normally there's 2 on each side, but because they lost them, there's only 2 screws there. Okay, you want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like this in the pattern I remove them. All right, so basically like that. And you can do it however helps you remember. All right, anyways, we're done with that. We're going to switch over to the T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver. And we're going to remove all the screws around the frame here, okay? Again, keep them all in order. If this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, so let's go ahead and get all these screws out. Here we go. Alright. Next thing we're going to have to do is to remove this bottom cover. Oops, I missed one up here. Alright. So there's a little trick to this, okay? It helps to, you want to open the screen all the way. So what we're going to do, we're just going to open the screen completely here, okay? And that's after removing all the screws. And then what you're going to have to do is lift from the bottom here, okay? So you can actually slide this upwards. I know it's not really focusing well, but you can slide this upward. And then as you slide it upward, I don't know if you can see how much it's moving, then you can actually kind of wiggle this and pull it out. Okay, don't pull too hard. It should come out easily. So if it's stuck, you kind of just have to move it around. And there we go. All right, so let me show you how this thing actually even stays in place. So I'll set this over here. So here you can see these little grooves here. So that's how this, there's these metal bars that come out that slide around in here. And we're basically just sliding it out by moving the cover up like that. Okay. Anyways, enough of that. Let's go ahead and see what else we got. We got more T5 screws. We got one PH1 and one PH0. Excuse me. All right, so again, because the customer already had this worked on, I'm not sure if any screws are missing or mixed around or anything, but we got 3 T5 or Torx 5 screws back here. Okay, just like this. All right, once we got those 3, we got 2 more down here. Okay, so we'll move those as well. Again, I don't know if the customer had any of these mixed up or not, but we're just removing what we see. All right, we're going to now switch over to the PH1 or JIS1 screwdriver, and there's this screw here. Again, if you see any screws that I don't have on here, keep that in mind that it was worked on before. You might want to just remove all the screws you can see, all right? And again, make sure you keep track of them. We're going to now switch over to the PH0 or JS0 screwdriver, and there's one holding this here. This thing, I believe it's just an LED, so if for some reason you break it or something, it's just an LED. It's probably not going to affect anything, I'm not sure, but anyways, it looks like there used to be an adhesive under here, but let's go ahead and peel this up. So if there's adhesive, you want to try and keep this as flat as possible. You don't want to like fold it over and crease it, okay? So what I do is I pull it that way as I kind of lift up. Then we got this little latch here. So I just use my fingernail and flip it up. Let me actually use a tool here so you guys can see what I'm doing. But basically you get under there and you flip that up. Okay, that's, I can't do it like that. All right, I'm gonna use my fingernail here and just get in that latch, and there you go, lift that up. Once that's lifted up, then you can go ahead and pull this back. And it looks like there used to be an adhesive under there as well, but there we go. We'll set that aside. Okay, and I don't see any other screws in here, so let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing apart. Let's zoom out here. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is look around the border, and it looks like it comes out from the bottom edge gap here. So let's see if we can get that out. So usually what I do is I get my fingernails in there, and then I push with my thumb on the other side. Okay, and as you can see, that popped out. All right, and it's popping out nicely. All right, so here you can see, again, I don't know if it's easier because of what the other person did. Okay, it looks like we can't lift it this way. So let's actually flip it over. Okay, and then let's see if we can lift from this side. All right, slowly, carefully, make sure nothing's getting caught. All right, and yeah. Okay, so now you can see we have these cables here. Let me actually zoom in a bit if I can. Okay, so we got this cable here. We're going to flip this latch up so it flips up from the back here. Once you flip that latch up, you can go ahead and pull that out. Then you got this cable for the keyboard. Flip that latch up, grab that, pull that out. All right, then we got this cable over here. I'm going to flip that up and pull that out. All right, so if we look from the other side, this is the, oops, let me zoom out. This is the the trackpad connector here, or touchpad. You got the keyboard connector here, and pretty sure that's the keyboard backlight connector. This keyboard is held in with melted plastic, so if you did want to replace it, it's probably best to replace this whole assembly. Unless you want to go through the pain of kind of like drilling out these or melting them and then melting new plastic. There are 2 screws here, which I'm not sure if those, I don't think those alone are enough to hold the thing in place. So yeah, you would need to melt plastic back into there. I don't know why they put 2 screws only. Okay, so apparently, I don't know how that's possible, but this fan is broken. And then this fan, so maybe the previous person was working on it, they destroyed the fan, and then maybe that's why they gave up. There's the charge port that's missing right here. Okay, because it does look like that was removed with, like, by heating it. It doesn't look like it just broke off or fell off. Yeah, so I don't know. But it looks like they even melted some stuff here. I don't know if you guys can see that brown stuff there. Let me see if I can zoom in here to show this a bit better. Okay, so can I show that better here? Yeah, I don't know. I can't really tell what that is, but that doesn't look normal. Anyways, this is all removed, they did. So I'm just going to go over what's inside here because I'm probably not going to be able to fix this thing. There's the BIOS or CMOS, RTC, real-time clock battery, whatever you want to call it. These kinds of connectors, you grab the wings and you kind of just wiggle it to pull it out. You got a stick of RAM here. Surprisingly, there's only one. I don't know if there's another stick on the bottom, but I'm not pulling the motherboard out. If you want to find out, you can actually search on eBay or something for motherboards, and then sometimes people will show a picture of the other side of the board. If you see a slot that looks like this, excuse me, then you can add another stick of RAM. But here's what the RAM is that was in here: 8 gig PC4 2400T. So you can put any PC4 2400T, you can put a 16 gig stick. They might even have a 32 gig stick. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what this, oh, there's like broken pieces of metal in here, man. So I don't know, they left like, that didn't look good. I mean, it's dead already, so I can't really do anything. But we're going to get that stick of RAM back in. This battery connector here looks like one where you kind of just pull it or pry it up. But there isn't much work room here. So let's see, there's one screw here, and the battery model number is right there if you need it. If I can even show this. The glare is too much. Where is that? I can't see what I'm looking at here. Model, I can read it to you guys. Oh, there you go. C41N1712. Okay. Right, C41N1712, yeah. All right, anyways, the rest of this is basically like other models. CPU, GPU are soldered to the motherboard. All right, I'm not going to take it out. There is a M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here, one screw. Once you remove that, it pops up at an angle and you can pull it out. If you want to see how to remove that, you can watch a few of my other videos. I show that in a lot of them. All right, you got the wireless card here hidden underneath this heatsink. And it comes out just like every other one. There's one screw there. What else? Speakers are removable, but they are held in with screws. The cable runs here, then the red and black one goes all the way to the other side for this speaker. There's the fan connector there, and another fan connector there. And I think that's all we're going to go over. There's the LCD LVDS connector here as well. If you're going to mess with this, make sure that you disconnect the battery first. And then, is the power button on the keyboard? Yeah. And then, oh, it's not on the keyboard, it's up here. And then you want to press and hold the power button here, all right, for 15 seconds before disconnecting this cable. So disconnect the battery, press and hold this for 15 seconds, and then you can go ahead and mess with this. But this is the power button, if you can hear me clicking it, all right? But yeah, I think they toasted this thing. It doesn't do anything. Okay, anyways, let's see here. What can I show you? So the battery connector, it's probably a lot easier if you physically lift the whole battery out, but let me see if I can kind of show you how this battery comes up. So under here, we can just pop this up, or we should be able to. Let me see here. The tricky part is, okay, there we go. We got that side, and then I guess it helps to get, there's this the middle part here section. It's easier to get under there, and then you can lift it from there. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty tough to lift that piece up. So let me actually try disconnecting the screw, or removing the screws, and then see if I can disconnect that. Just so I can show you guys. All right. Let's move this here. I'm worried I'm gonna knock the screws over, so that's why I'm kind of not pushing it all the way back. All right, there's another screw over here. And there's another screw down here. Again, the customer had someone work on this before, so if any screws don't look the same or are out of place, then keep in mind, I'm not sure how they used to be. All right, so we're going to lift this up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, oh, that already popped it out. So there we go. We got the entire battery connector out. All right, again, normally what I would do is I would go underneath and push it. It looks like there's actually a gap that leads through to the other side here, so you can actually push it through from this side if you wanted to. All right, anyways, let's get the battery back in. Again, to get it back in, just line that up, and you can click both sides. You actually feel it like click in place. It's not like a audible click, but you feel it. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get these screws back in, and that's pretty much it. We're just going to reassemble this thing. Again, I don't know if anything is out of place because the customer had someone else work on it. So yeah, if it is, I'm sorry. Hopefully you'll be able to figure out what's going on. We're going to take the keyboard and stuff and put these back in. Make sure these latches are up. Okay, get that in place and get that in. Now that that's in, we're just going to slide our finger over to latch it down. There we go. Got this. Make sure that latches up. Okay, and slide that in. There we go, latch that down. And we got this last one over here, same thing. Slide that cable in. Okay, hold that in place. And then slide your finger over to latch it down. Then we're just gonna slowly lay this back down into place. All right, let me zoom in, or zoom out, sorry. All right, then we're just gonna get this angle in first, then work your way over here. All right, close it up. This model is actually not too bad to get those things out. All right, so let's go ahead now and start putting back the screws. Whoa, you don't need to see that far out. Okay, there we go. And what do we got? We're gonna just put this one first. So we got the, all right, the PH1 or JS1 screw. Is it even going in? I don't even know if that's going in. Anyways, let's switch over to the PH0 or JS0. We're going to put the little LED thing back in. Let me actually zoom in here if I can for you guys. Okay, there we go. So make sure this latches up. Once it's up, just slide this into place. And then slide your finger down to latch it down. Okay, and then we'll go up this. All right, and we'll put this screw back in. Very straightforward. Tighten that down, and there we go. Okay, if it's like out of alignment, you can kind of readjust it. All right, let's go ahead and now put back the T5 or Torx 5 screws. So we'll zoom out a bit again. Okay. Switch over to the T5 or Torx 5. Put the 3 in the back or where near the hinge area. Okay. All right. And putting back the panel might be a little tricky, so we'll see how it goes. All right, then we got the 2 screws over here. Get those in as well. Again, if this video helped you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. But anyways, let's get the plate here. Okay, so again, we are going to have to open up the screen. Okay, so open this up. You can see these hooks kind of swing outwards. Okay, tricky part is you want to hold this up. You don't want to just like rest it on your table like that, because you can actually end up breaking the screen or hinges. Okay, so now what we're going to do, how do I show this? But basically we're going to be sliding it up here because it has that, or actually, sorry, we're going to slide it downwards on top because of the way the notch, I don't know if I can show this again. Flip it upside down. The way the notch is designed, the little thing will slide in from that side first and then go up. So we have to slide it from the top down. Okay, so we start up here, try and get it lined up. It helps to kind of see where you're going and then get that in. And we do that on both sides. Okay, and then you want to test and see if you try and pull it, it stays in place. Good. Make sure the, too much stuff all over my desk to do this. Make sure this area here slides into place. And then you can go ahead and carefully close the screen. Just like that. Pull this down. Make sure everything looks good. Latched in. Perfect. And then we'll just put back the rest of the screws. Okay. So we're going to take the PH1 or JS1. All right. We're going to get these screws in first just so this plate doesn't move around. 1 and 2. There we go. Then we got the last few T5 or Torx 5 screws. We'll just put those back. And that's all there is to it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. Thanks for watching. And yeah, you're welcome to stay as I put back the rest of the screws. But that's pretty much it. Okay. There we go. All these screws in. Alright, and the last one up here. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Alright, let's drop this. Bye.